What is up, guys? Steve here with Scotch and Things. Got a truck video, got a bunch of stuff to kind of ramble about today. There's Femi. She loves like just watching out the window, and it's killing her because my front seat's full of crap. We're home early. We were supposed to come home Saturday. Came home yesterday, so wind. What do you do? But that gives me some time to get some stuff done. I'm checking on a part for one of my generators, and right now I'm running to a trailer store because last year on one of our trailers, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like gooseneck trailers or whatever, like the handles that you crank them up and down. We've got two different kinds. One, the kind the handle is always on the spindle that lowers the jacks up and down, raises and lowers them, and then it just kind of pulls out and then clamps into the side of the trailer. We have another trailer that had a separate handle. For 10 years I've been using this trailer, and the handle would plug into the side of the trailer, and then a shaft, and then that connected, and the shaft ran through to a single jack there, and raise it, lower it, and then you pull the handle out and it would store in the trailer. There was a connection point. Somehow last summer the guys lost the handle. I don't know, they must not have got it insecure. I mean, lots of interstate and highway and gravel roads, and this thing has never come out. It's almost impossible because you have to, once you get it in there, you have to push it up, slide it out. Anyway, handle's gone. So, and of course we were away, had to use the telehandler to get the gooseneck trailer off and off, on and off the pickup truck. And then I ran to a local Napa dealership with the measurements, and they had a bolt that kind of fit in there, and then I just kind of ground the threads down and squared them off. And we were using a drill. We've been using a drill since last, I don't know, August or whatever, to get the trailer on and off the truck. And it works good, but it also doesn't work good, if that makes sense. It just doesn't, and it started to slip the threads, like the chuck has kind of worn that down, and I'm worried that I was like, oh, I could, if we snap this bolt, it's my only bolt. And what I've learned is, especially like they talk about it in EDC world, 1 is none, and 2 is 1, and 1 is none. Same thing when it comes to tools or a critical part you need on the job. So last week when I was home, I'd stopped by, you gotta back up, honey. I'd stopped by the trailer shop and told them my predicament, and I thought I was just gonna buy a new spindle with the handle that would connect, that's always connected, and would just take the other one out and install that. And they're like, well, hey, we think we know what you're talking about. And so they had this giant rod. They're like, we think we know what you need, just take this. They're super cool guys. They're like, we've done it before, and I think this is the right size, just take it with you. They're like, is the trailer here? I'm like, nah, it's like 3 hours away. They're like, just take it with you, make sure it works before we make it for you. And what they're going to do is just take a jack handle, cut it, slide that rod in. They're going to cut the piece, the swivel piece off the handle, and then shove that shaft in there, weld it, and then cut the shaft down so it's not super long, so it's not at a weird angle while cranking. So headed over to drop that back off and say, awesome guys, that worked, thanks a lot. Like I said, need a piece for my generator, a spring for the governor, that's a whole thing. And then I don't know if you guys remember a couple of these trucks, man. These trucks are a nightmare, man. I had all that work done to 2 of them last year, and then I don't know, a couple videos ago I was talking about tires. One of my trucks, the 2500, needed new tires, right? And we had gone down to the job site and I hadn't put tires on yet, and they were getting pretty not good. And it rained a ton on a brand new job site, and I was the only one. I had went out to check because there was a ton of rain, and I left the guys at the hotel, and I was going to see what the site was like, see if it was even worth going out that day. And I got stuck, bad. And of course there was nothing else on that site yet because we hadn't moved anything over. There wasn't a piece of equipment. I was donezo. 4 high, nothing. I mean, I'm just spinning. You're in this freshly tilled farm ground. You know, I was trying to stay out of the slop, and I'd gone into what I thought were the farmer's like, oh, it's fine. They tilled the farm ground, but he's like, there's a bunch of stuff down, and it'll be okay. I was not okay. 4 low, and if you guys have used 4-wheel drive, you know, 4 low is not great. I mean, it's like a last resort kind of thing at low speeds, and I was so stuck, and I was hammering on it pretty good just to try and get some grip side, and I finally started kind of getting sideways. Got unstuck after like a half hour, and then I had a check engine light. I'm like, that's weird. No issues, you know, got back into, you know, got out, got 4 high, back into 4 high, and then back into 2-wheel drive, fine. Still check engine light, stayed on for like 4 days, and then went away. So then this last weekend when we were home, took the truck in to get the new tires put on. I'm like, hey man, I had a check engine light, you know, and I explained what happened, what I had done, you know, as after I was messing around trying to get myself unstuck, and I shelled out 4 low in the transfer case, and so there is no 4 low anymore. They're like, yeah, you killed your 4 low, and I'm, like I said, I'm no mechanic. Like, I don't, maybe you guys in there like, yeah, 4 high still works for now, and 2-wheel drive works for now. Sorry, honey. But you know, take it easy. So I've got to get not a new, that's a rebuilt transfer case for that truck. So it's just never ending, and it was just a stupid, you know, it was my stupidity. But it is what it is. Tires would have helped. I mean, there was just like slicks in the mud, like. So we will see how that, we'll get that fixed. He said, I'm fine, we'll deal with it after sometime in April when we get back working in the area local. So yeah, that was my fault. Went with a different tire this time. Like all the trucks they came with Michelin's. We've always ran Michelin tires. So we're testing something out. Went with, I don't even know what they're, Falcons or who knows. Tires are terribly expensive now. Like I said, I'd gotten like 3 years out of the last set. We'll see how these do. These are a little bit more aggressive tread pattern. Even though we do a lot of highway and miles on concrete, we're on gravel a ton. We are in dirt and mud a ton. So yeah, we're constantly, I mean, in the mud, dragging trailers. We're in 4 high a lot. So we'll see if these tires help out a little bit in that, instead of just your traditional truck tire. So there's that. What else? I don't know if there's anything else. Let's talk knives. What do I got on me today? Performance SMF, OG, old school or older school, and OG Performance SNG. So we'll talk just, it's weird, for how many years now, anytime a knife dropped, say Chris Reeve, Strider, Hinderer, whatever, the hype knife, you know, they were gone in seconds, right? Today, I mean, for a while now, Chris Reeves are sitting on, you can go to multiple dealers and find a Sabenza. Umnumzons are sitting around for a while, and me and my buddy were talking about it on the used market. You know, Umnumzon prices have come way down to around retail, and if it's a used knife, under retail, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, all sorts of dealers have Chris Reeves, and Hinderers now are sitting, I mean, they'll drop, you know, you don't have to be first in on a drop to get an XM18 if that's what you're looking for. I haven't bought any, I'm just saying, like, they're there. Like, and it surprised me the other day, like, Blade HQ dropped their exclusive carbon fiber inlay on the large Sebenza 31. Man, that thing sat around all day. Like, the last time they dropped, they were gone. Like, we're in the, I want one of those. I've got the 21 version. I thought that's 31 would be cool. Femi, what are you doing? But I'm in my 40 days. Easter is on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know if that's still there. Remember how scarce Microtech SOCOM Elite manuals were? They're all over the place now, and they do sell out, I would say, a little bit, but man, they're out there if you want one. So that's cool. So she really wants in this front seat. No, honey, there's a bunch of junk up there. So, but that brings me back to, like, Strider pricing. Even Striders, like, you can get pretty good deals on them now, in the groups on newer stuff. The older stuff is still holding value, not as much as some, but like, so I was talking with, so this Performance, they made them in a couple different, there was this version, you know, it's the flatter scales, and then they made them in a contoured, not really a concealed carry, but just like a contoured version with knurling, and then there's a carbon fiber version. And man, my buddy really wants one of those, and he really likes the carbon fiber one. Anyway, one popped up yesterday. It was like $2,400, and I swear, man, a year ago, the last time I saw one of those pop up, it was like $1,400. So still expensive, but still, I mean, just crazy. If you guys, so yeah, that older Performance stuff, the older stuff like that is, the specialty stuff is rising in value. A good example is, I've always wanted the, I don't know if you guys will know what I'm talking about, the Monkey Edge frag. So there's a Performance model of that too. It's contoured, it's got the frag pattern on both sides, asymmetrical blade like the Performances. Man, those were always a little bit more expensive, and they're kind of they were always a little bit more expensive, but I saw those go from, like, you know, $1,800 to creeping around $22 to $25 depending on condition. Now guys are selling them for $3,400. It is bananas, and they're selling. So that is crazy. That was always one on my want list, but I'm not in at that price. That is just insane. So someday, you know, but like the knife market, it's always correcting itself and going up and down. And it seems like with those, someone will post one at a crazy price that you don't think is going to sell at that, and then it does. And so people see that, and then they start listing theirs. You know, they're like, oh, man, I paid, say they bought it last year at $2,200, and now they're like, I can get an extra $1,000 out of it. Or I bought it 2 years ago at $1,800 or whatever. Just blows my mind. So that's really all I got for you guys. I mean, it's the knives that were gone in seconds, you know, the Chris Reeves and the Hinderers are sitting around now, and the Microtech SOCOM Elites. So that's just kind of what I've noticed. It's been kind of nice not buying. I've got to sell some stuff. If you guys are interested, I know Carter hit me up on some Striders. I don't know. I told him I'd look when I got home this weekend. I'm gonna lay them all out and look. I don't know if I can let anything go right now. I'm gonna sell that Hinder Eclipse. I put the copper scale on. I haven't carried it. I'm just not. It's an awesome knife, but it's just not for me. So if someone wants that, I'll let that go cheap. I'll put the hardware on, skiffs and the scale. I think I'm gonna do the Odin Ripper. I've got that ZT, I can't, 05, whatever that one was, that little tiny one that they released a little while ago. I bought that and carried it a couple times. If someone wants that, I mean, I'll let these all go at some sweet deals, and some other stuff I can't even remember right now. I'd made a list in my head of what I wanted to get rid of or put up, but I can't remember right now. So hit me up if you're looking for something. Not sure on the Striders, if I'm gonna let any of those go, but anything else, hit me up, and we'll see. I don't have any dire wares right now. Trying to think what else. Maybe I'll make a sale video. But all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Oh, I'm getting to about to drop the phone. I'm getting to the trailer store, so I'm gonna drop that off. Go check on my generator thing, maybe go golfing later. Yeah, what else do you do when you're not working? Talk to you guys later. Bye.